I seem to have accumulated quite a few hairbrushes, and some of that is intentional, and I'll explain. But I just wanted to spend some time talking to you about my experience with these different brushes and which ones I would recommend for perimenopausal, fragile hair that you really don't want to have any kind of additional damage or hair loss with. Welcome back to Self-Care Karen. It is so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Self-Care Karen is all about empowering busy women with their self-care. I do that here on YouTube with lots and lots of different beauty product reviews, but also through guided meditations and a practice called EFT. Check out my channel if you want to know more. Outside of YouTube, I sell products and services that are related to self-care. If you want to know more, you can find a link to my website, selfcarekaren.com, in the video description. If you do get interested in the products and services, a way to get some exclusive discounts for them is through joining my mailing list. If you do join the mailing list, you also get access to 3 free downloads. So do check out that too. Again, the link is in the video description. All right, this video is not sponsored. I am, though, an Amazon associate, which means that I may earn from qualifying purchases. Where the products that I talk about today are available on Amazon, you'll see in the video description that I put product links, and they're kind of clearly indicated that they're affiliate links. And yeah, if you purchase using one of those links, then it doesn't cost you anything more, but I might get a small commission, and I use the money that I generate through those affiliate links to reinvest here onto my YouTube channel. All right, hairbrushes. Okay, I mean, maybe it's a couple of years where years ago where I realized the importance of having a good hairbrush. And I actually used no hairbrushes on my hair for a long time. I only used a comb because I thought it was more gentle and I thought it was sort of better for my hair. But a few years ago, I got gifted this wet brush from, well, that's the brand, Wet Brush. You can see here the logo, maybe you can see it here. I don't know where I got this gifted. I don't know if it was, oh, sorry, it's a bit dirty. I don't know if it was in a magazine or in a glossy box or somewhere. I got gifted this brush and absolutely fell in love with it. And thought it was the bee's knees until very recently when I've tried 2 different other brushes, which I'm going to talk about as well. So I did just want to spend some time today talking about the brushes that I've got on the go that I've used and explaining, you know, features about them and my experience with them. Because I want to have a bit of a clear out. And before I do that, obviously I want to share my thoughts with you. Just so that I kind of have an aid memoir here. But as I said, I don't think I really appreciated the importance of having a good hairbrush and one that is not going to add kind of damage to your hair. And I would say none of my brushes have got any kind of animal bristles. And I know that a lot of people swear by brushes with boar bristles. I don't know if that's cruelty free or not. I'm not quite sure how they do that, but it might be like wool. It doesn't hurt the sheepy, but I'm not sure. So in this case, it wouldn't hurt the boar, but I don't have any brushes like that. And I'm not looking to get any brushes like that. Yeah, so I just want to talk you through my experience. I think when you get to my kind of time in life and I'm perimenopausal, I've all through my life, I have to say that I've seen a lot of hair fall out. Be that just on the go, be that during hair washing, be that when I'm brushing my hair. I shed a lot of hair, and I've never really noticed, maybe a bit more of late, that it really impacts like the thickness of my hair. But because I'm getting, you know, I'm in that time of life, you know, I'm in the change, I'm going through the change, I'm in the perimenopause, I am really, really conscious about not making a complicated situation even more complicated, because with the hormonal changes, there can definitely be an impact to the kind of texture and abundance of hair that you have. I have quite a lot of friends that have got, they are suffering a lot from hair loss. Like they're getting quite a lot of thinning in certain areas of their hair. As I said, I haven't really experienced that. But I don't want to, give that a helping hand in any way. And I found from this kind of hair care journey that I've been on, that what's really, really key is really looking after the hair that you have, okay? And a lot of that is protecting that hair. So for example, I didn't realize this, that hair is at its most delicate when it's wet. So when my hair is wet, it's being treated like a super duper goddess. Normally it's just a goddess, but when it's wet, I'm like going that extra mile for my hair, being very, very gentle with it. I always use microfiber hair turbans, for example, from the brushes that I use. I always try and get some leave-in conditioner in before I brush my hair to get some slippage, because that kind of lessens the likelihood that I'm going to pull any hair out. I don't wet my hair before, right? And I'm talking about like most of my life, when my hair was a bit unruly and I'd go and powder my nose, I just wet my hands and I put wet water on my hair to kind of tidy it up a bit. I mean, I really should not have done that. That was not good. I don't do that anymore. All right. And then one thing that was supremely damaging to my hair, which I seriously have done most of my life, was wash my hair and then tie it back. And so while it was wet, tie it back. Now I never ever do that. I just let it dry, unless I'm like, I was just thinking, I did do that last Friday because I was so ill and I needed to shower. My hair was like, ugh, and then I just clipped it back. But normally I don't do that. I just let it air dry, okay? And obviously I know that loads of you use heat on your hair, and I don't have any kind of point of view really on that, except that I'm too lazy to use heat on my hair when I wash it. It's very, very rare that I go in and heat style my hair. But obviously heat can also damage your hair. So you do need to be, I think you need to be really wise to what can damage your hair. And one of the things I think that you need to be careful around is what brush you're using on them. So with that kind of really long spiel and sermon, let's talk about the brushes that I've got. So I'm going to talk about the one that I probably had the longest, and I'm definitely going to throw this away. I mean, I'm wondering if anyone would want this. Like normally, for example, clothes that I'm giving, I give them to charity. I don't like to put things for landfill, but I'm not actually sure that anyone is going to want this. First off, blooming difficult to clean. I don't even know where I got this from. Beauty and Style. Does anyone recognise that? Is that Superdrug or something? I probably got it because it's got purple on it. Purple's my favourite colour. But it's really dirty. Excuse me, right? You can see the dust, and I have tried to wash this so many times. And then this, whatever this is, it's got a bit kind of sticky. So I'm afraid that I think this is going to be a chuck. But this is like, I guess you would call this a paddle brush. And it's fine, but I can feel, when I'm using it, I can feel the tugging. And I only ever used this on dry hair. And now the only time really that I put anything through my hair is when it's wet. So yeah, this is going, I don't think there's anything natural fibery on this at all. I like the grip, like the colorway, but this I don't think is doing my hair any favors. And I've not used it in years, as I said. By the way, I mean, as I'm filming, I'm seeing myself, in the camera. I can see the greys, okay? I can see that I need to do my roots. Maybe it's not that obvious to you, but for God's sake, for me, it's so obvious. I do apologise. I am actually going to film, maybe not today, but tomorrow, another video of me dyeing my hair. I'm going to be using the Clairol Lasting Colour. But apologies if it's bothering you. I can't cover it up because then that spoils me being able to use the hair dye. So, it's a plan. There's a whole thing going on, but I do apologise if it's too distracting here to see my roots. All right, next brush I wanted to talk to you about was one that I got free when I bought the Live Love Locks shampoo and conditioner. Now, if you don't know of this brand, there is this influencer here on YouTube. I think his name's Chris, but his channel is called The Blowout Professor. And he, you know, his channel's all about hair care. He is a professional hairdresser himself, and he runs a hair salon in somewhere in the US, and I can't remember where it is, but I'm pretty certain it's somewhere where they have good weather. Excuse me. Recently, oh God, it's probably more than a year ago, he released his own range of hair products. He's adding to them as he goes. I was so excited when he released his shampoo and conditioner. I raced to buy them. Cost me an absolute fortune in shipping because it was coming all the way from the US, and the products themselves ain't cheap, right? And I've actually got a video where I review what I got sent, and I will link that video here. But with the kind of, I was one of the first to buy, right? I don't think they do this anymore, but I got this brush for free, and I got also a shower cap for free. The shower cap is amazing because it's lined with microfiber. And, you know, if we're saying water is a bit of an enemy of hair, so when you're washing it, you know, you want to have a shower cap that's really, really going to keep your hair dry. And this does the job. However, this brush for me is, I mean, yeah, I won't give it away because I hoard onto things. But this, I mean, for me, this is just like it's common or garden. I wouldn't say there's anything here that's going to actually protect your hair. And again, because it's all man-made and the way that it is, you know, the shape, I think this is very difficult to clean. One of the things actually that Chris talks about a lot is the fact that you really should make sure that your hairbrush is always clean. And what I like about some of the other brushes that I'm going to talk to you about is they are so easy to keep clean. All right, so this one, I'm just showing you really so you can see that I've got a Live Love Locks hairbrush that I'm not going to give away because I'm a hoarder. All right, okay. However, after the paddle brush, okay, I did then get, someone at work said to me, oh, have you not tried a Tangle Teezer? Now, this is a long time ago. We're probably talking about 18 years ago, something like that. Oh my God, could this brush be that old? Maybe. Anyway, I have a Tangle Teezer. I think this is one of the first ever brushes that was really designed to detangle hair and not add to the kind of damage situation. This is a travel version. You can get ones with handles, but this is really handy for and there's, can you see that there's the logo, and you can see it's a bit worn and everything. And actually, I have to say, super impressed with this when I first started using it. It is very, it does feel like it runs through really easily and it's smoothing. My hair's getting really frizzy now of all this brushing. It's getting all the static electricity through it. Basically, it is pulling out some hair. These teeth flex a lot, okay? And that's supposed to help with, you know, keeping damage at bay and being able to get through tangles. And you can use this on wet and dry hair. However, you know, even though I thought this was the bee's knees, when I moved on to the wet brush, I was blown away. So this really, again, you can get different sizes. I mean, this just glides, absolutely glides through the hair and is lovely. Now, the reason why I've strayed away, well, apart from curiosity, I can see now that quite a lot of the bristles are bending and snapping off. And so I think it's time that I retired this wet brush. I don't know if I'll keep it for traveling because it is so little and it is very handy. By the way, you can get this in different colors. I wouldn't have ever chosen this color myself. I'm not really that kind of a pink girl, but they do other colors and they do other models which has got the same kind of technology. But I think I probably need to retire that one. So They're called IntelliFlex bristles. And again, wet and dry hair, they're fine. And this is made from plastic, okay? And I think, well, I'm not really sure what the other ones I'm talking about are made of. I mean, I think the Tangle Teezer is probably made of plastic as well. But the wet brush is definitely made from plastic. Okay, so I got curious, and also my wet brush is on its last legs. So I then bought this from Amazon. This is Brencco Detangler Hairbrush. Again, this is available in loads of colours. And I saw, not this one, but I saw similar on another influencer's channel, this time on Bish Bosh. I'll put up the handle so you know. And the thing is, this bit is more flexible. So I don't know if you can see, but like the head flexes in and out. So this, I think, is even better in terms of protecting from kind of damage. And let me tell you what I've got here on. It's ventilation holes accelerate drying, apparently. And then it's made from plastic. And it's got an ergonomic grip, okay? And what's more, it's in purple, okay? But as I said, it does come in loads and loads of different colours. Now, I do like this. However, the reason why I got another one, a different one, apart from being curious, is it's too big for me. I've got used to using a much smaller brush, and I just find that it's kind of a bit too big. So yeah, I don't know if that's better from a speed perspective, but if you want to go through, and you know, like when you've got wet hair, you really should be starting at the ends and then working your way up. If you want to do that, I think it's a lot harder with a bigger brush. Right. So finally, and the one that I have really fallen in love with is this Ninabella, what is it called? Detangling Hairbrush. Okay, nothing too kind of radical there. Again, loads and loads of colours, and I don't know if Ninabella is the original. I've got a feeling it's not. There are loads and loads of different versions out there. This particular one has been made using recycled plastic, but I do think there are ones that are made from wheat as well, so it kind of depends what you want and how much you want to spend and all of that. But I'll definitely link this brush in the video description. This doesn't have any rubber coating, okay? I don't know why that's important, but it seems to be a feature, so it probably is. And it doesn't have any animal bristles, which I don't think this does either. I mean, this looks like it's completely plastic. And what else can I tell you? Yes, so this, again, you can see, right, so the brush really, really, really adapts. And because the head is not as large as it is, well, I don't know. I mean, they are similar in size, I guess, but I don't know. I just find this so much easier to use. And oh, by the way, they're all good for different hair types. But I mean, when I say all, I mean the wet brush, the Brencco, and this Ninabella. They're wet and dry and all different types of hair as well. So yeah, I would say that this is definitely my new favorite. As I said, lots and lots of different colors available, and I went with teal because I thought, gosh, you got to step away sometimes a bit from the purple. Actually, I think the purple wasn't available when I was buying it, so I tell you a lie there. And what I really appreciate both of these, but particularly this, is that it's so easy to clean. So you just pull out any of the hairs and then you just wash it with a tap. Maybe put some hand wash or shampoo even onto the brush to get rid of any kind of oil, blah blah blah, dirt, yuckiness that you've got on there. And then this air dries so fast because, you know, it's so fully open. Yeah, so I'm so pleased that I've got this, and I'm definitely recommending this, and I'll continue, I'm sure, to talk about it as I go through my numerous hair care videos that I will continue to post. But I would love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these brushes? Which one is your favourite and why? Please let me know in the comments. It would be lovely to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it would be lovely if you could subscribe to my channel, if you enjoyed the video, of course. I'm not putting a gun to your head. It's free to subscribe. It's not like other kind of subscriptions on YouTube. The subscriptions are free, and it just sends a very, very good signal, like liking my video, putting a comment on, sharing my video. They all really help the algorithm push my video out to more people on YouTube, which is very, very helpful to me. So thank you very much for watching. It's been lovely having you here. Remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.